A gargantuan multi-level marketing company spread out across 80 different countries and no firm understanding as to how best to move their product to distribution. That's the situation that the Amway Corporation found itself back in 2007. In this short clip, we're going to dive into how Amway tackled this problem. Amway is a global MLM scheme with nutrition products, beauty, personal care, and home goods. It moves these products through independent distributors who earn money by selling products and recruiting new distributors underneath them, forming a, let's just say, pyramid. By 2007, Amway had 10 different regional divisions and over 4 million active distributors worldwide. Here's the issue. Amway wanted to boost sales, but despite having plenty of anecdotal stories about what made a distributor successful, it didn't have consistent or data-backed understanding of the actual behaviors that drove the success. So how did Amway figure out how to actually tackle this problem? Well, they put their global training and education team together to build something called the Distributor Performance Model. This was basically a deep multi-page map which links Amway's business goals all the way down to specific behaviors, knowledge, and skills that a certain distributor might need. From that core model, they used it to build 5 more tools, a simplified one-page impact map, a curriculum map which showed what to teach in what order, detailed module specifications for instructional designers, an alignment mapping process to match new content against what other regions already had, and finally, the actual learning solutions, web-based and instructor-led courses that were rolled out region by region. Ultimately, this undertaking proved to be a successful one for Amway. Upon some further research on my end, I learned that their profits increased significantly all the way until the year 2014, where things did begin to fall off for them. However, I think another really big takeaway, or the main big takeaway of this undertaking, is the systems-based approach by which Amway carried themselves. Initially designing that distributor performance model, and then from that point on, using that research to build to other models, taking every step of the process as not a finalized thing, but rather something to build off of and expand off of, allowed for a continued success within this model. I think my biggest takeaway from this was I was impressed with the absolute scale by which this was carried out on. It is a massive company, and specifically how it talked at one point about how different types of sales were incorporated, and sales techniques were incorporated into different communities and different regions of the world. I thought was really interesting and provided a unique insight into how perhaps different cultures might be marketed to separately. And I think my other big takeaway was that lesson learned that I had just spoken about, that systems-based thinking. And I think that when it's all said and done, when I'm working on my HPI project this year with my team, I think it's that systems-based thinking that will allow us to find success, being able to identify a possible means of understanding a problem, and then from that, moving on to create something of a web and other means of understanding that very same problem, and more under a more microscope type of look. And lastly, I want to close out this video with my burning question for you all. In this course so far, there have been a lot of terms that have been used, particularly I've noticed during the course meetings, that really didn't make a ton of sense to me at first, or just felt kind of like word vomit. Just because I've never encountered a lot of them before. Stuff like human performance improvement, at first to me, reads like something you'd see on an inspirational poster sitting on a wall in a boardroom somewhere. It's very foreign of a concept to me. It's very business, which is something that I've never encountered, as a teacher. That's not to put it down. That's just to say that it's not something I've encountered. So my question to you guys is, most of us here in this class are current educators. Are these terms you've heard before and learned before about in education? Have I missed them somehow, some way, when everyone else has seen them? I'm just really curious to find out. Thank you so much for watching. If you have watched all the way through, I appreciate it. And I look forward to hearing your responses. Thank you so much. Have a great day.